Maps I find impressive. I love how Africa's third longest river takes such a long route to get to the sea from the source in southern Guinea. So the River Niger could just go straight across from Sierra Leone to get to the Atlantic Ocean, but instead it goes... Why is that? That's weird. The most popular sport in every country in the world. Oh, this is interesting. So football just dominates. Literally every single country in Africa, almost everywhere in Europe. Ice hockey actually wins in Finland, which is interesting, as well as Canada, but that makes sense. Also, does this look like a clownfish to anyone else? Will you receive food as a guest at someone's house? Okay, so apparently it's very unlikely that you would be given food if you lived in Scandinavia. And even in England and Wales, it would be unlikely for you to be given food as you were a guest. I disagree with that one, because in my experience, every single time I went to my grant's, she would make me a white breaded cheese and cucumber sandwich. Also, Iceland, what are you doing down there, you silly little thing? That's not where you go. Get out of here, Iceland. Map of Assassin's Creed Valhalla compared to modern England. I do enjoy when games do this. That is fantastic. I mean, there is a lot of attention to detail there. I'm sure scale-wise it's way smaller, but they've got all the little lumps in the right place. It's wonderful. Percentage of population absolutely certain that God exists in Europe versus in the US. Oh. So most of the US is 50 to 69% sure that God is definitely a thing. And then in the South, they are 70 to 82% sure, which is really, really high. But then if we slide over to Europe, we can see it is way, way lower. It's actually lower than I would have expected. Most of Europe is only 10 to 30% sure that there is actually definitely a God. But then they get really religious again over in Armenia and Georgia. It's very interesting how country borders make such a cultural difference, even if somewhere's right next to somewhere else. 16-bit USA map. Oh, that is delightful. You've got the flag waggling about. You've got the tide going in and out. You've got like, oh, is that a whale? There's a whale! Enhance the whale, please. I want to see it bigger. Yes, there he is. We've also got Golden Gate Bridge on this side. Well, there's Santa Claus and a reindeer! Oh, this is epic. The closer you look, the more you see. You've got a little fella waggling about on a horse. You've got an eagle over there. Look at that. There's some big buffaloes. This is epic. Oh, there's a tornado! Right, that is mad. The red areas contain half the population of Australia. What? So I've seen maps similar to this before, but they've never gone as specific as this, and I mean, that is just ridiculous, isn't it? Can I name each of these red areas? We've got Perth, we've got Sydney, Melbourne, that'll be Brisbane, and then I don't know what these are. Adelaide and Canberra. Fair, fair, fair. Kangaroo Island! Right, we're going straight view. Let's see if we see a kangaroo or not. Wait, oh, that's not a kangaroo. My day's ruined. Nice one. How far you can drive in London in 1 hour at different times of the day? Oh, this is absolutely ridiculous. I couldn't believe it. I've been to London a couple of times in the last few months, and honestly, it takes 10 minutes to drive somewhere, and it takes 10 minutes to walk to the same place. That's how bad the traffic is. Average land value by zip code in the US. Oh, I'd like to see one of these for the UK, actually. What's very interesting is how much of this is public land, which I had no idea about. So there's no one allowed to build here, because that's like ginormous amount of space. But yeah, you can see that properties around sort of central New York go up to like $1 million US. Same over in like Beverly Hills and stuff. And then you got little splodges around all of the cities. I want to see a version of this that shows London and the UK as a whole. I finished my exam early and I drew a map of Europe out of boredom. Slightly better than my attempt at this. Although I'll be honest, you made Scandinavia very wonky. What's that about? And why have you got like 4 Eritreas? What's that about, idiot? And why are you forgetting about the Isle of Man, bro? What's that about, bro? The rise and fall of the Ottoman Empire. Okay, so this is 1359. Whoa, 1451. Oh, we are having a huge expanse. 1520. It is all going on. 1560. They've taken over a lot of Northern Africa and the Middle East. 1672. Right, it's got to be about to fall, surely. 1700s. Wait for it. Yeah, it's slowly starting to trickle. 1774. Come on, where's the fall? There we go. 1798. 1801. Oh, it's back again. 1812. I had no idea the Ottoman Empire went on this long. I know so little about the Ottoman Empire. It's just not something we were taught. We were taught about Romans, but we were not taught about the Ottomans in school. Look at this. 1882 and it's still going. 1900s and Ottoman Empire is still a thing. Why was I not taught anything about the Ottoman Empire? Which Legoland is closest to you? Right, okay. So up until the launch of the Windsor Legoland in the mid-1990s, it was just the Denmark one. Oh, but then they've whacked out one in California as well. How is there that much demand for Legoland? Wait, oh, there's one in Germany now as well. For a second I thought there was a Legoland in Africa, which really would have surprised me. Hello, who's this little cheeky fella? Surely there's no more Legolands. What other Legolands are going to pop up? Oh, there's one in Florida now. So I'm still closest to the Windsor one, obviously, which makes sense. They have a Legoland in Malaysia. That's unbelievable. No way. And then they've got a one in Dubai. Brunei, and a one in Japan. Incredible. Go on, Legoland. Off you go. What even is it, Legoland? I just picture a bunch of diggers for some reason. Oh, I mean, it looks pretty epic, to be fair. Look how unreal that looks. Look at this one. Look at the big dragon. And there's smoke and stuff. Right, that doesn't look as good, I will be honest. Okay. European countries with right to roam. Right to roam being defined as the general public's right to access certain public or privately owned lands, lakes, and rivers for recreation and exercise. So in the UK, you do not have a right to roam, although that has not stopped Geoguessr. But I guess that explains why he did Norway in a straight line. Very interesting. So basically, in Germany, go wherever you fancy. The massive number of rivers in Australia. That is absolutely insane. I mean, I've been to Australia and I didn't say that many rivers. How is it even an island rather than just like a lake? You know what I mean? Right, we're doing the very accurate street view test. I'm gonna just see if we can find a river. Here we go. Oh, we bloody did as well. Oh, and it's a nice one. World, Pacific Ocean view. Yeah, the Pacific Ocean. Bloody ginormous. Look at that. Hang on, I've got my own little globe. But yeah, have a look at this. We've got a load of land. Spin it round. Where's all the land gone? New international border between Canada and Denmark. Hans Island has been split today. Oh, we don't get that many border changes. Oh, apparently for the last 50 years, they've been arguing about who owns it. And finally, Canada and Denmark have decided, let's just 50-50 it. Oh, what the hell's that? Meat map of France. It looks like it's covered in slugs. There's slugs sliming about all over it. Non-black majority regions in Africa. Oh, very interesting. So South Africa I expected, but I never really thought about the sort of top half of Africa, but I guess that makes sense. And Madagascar seems very surprising. Road deaths per million people. Right, so most of Europe has less than 40 deaths per million. Whereas for some reason in the US, it's more like 120 to 160 deaths per million people. Why is driving in America so bad? Reckless or distracted driving. And also larger vehicles, higher speed limits, and poor road design. Fair enough. Oh, the Valles Marineris, the largest canyon system on Mars compared to the continental USA and the Grand Canyon. So Grand Canyon's depth is 1.6 kilometers, whereas Valles Marineris is 8 kilometers deep. I bet that looks insane. Have we got any pictures? Can we see some pictures, please? Well, you can see it from this far away. It's literally this big fella. What on earth? That looks absolutely terrifying. The largest extent of the Roman Empire. Okay, so this sort of the Roman Empire surround the Mediterranean. I was aware of that. I was taught that in school, but I wasn't taught anything about Ottoman. Vintage topographical map of Africa, 1895. Enhance, enhance. Whoa. Okay, so if it's 1895, it's gonna have some questionable names, I'm assuming. Yeah, look at that. French Congo. And then all of this, apparently British South Africa. God, it's so sad, isn't it? But we can see how mountainous it gets over in East Africa. I didn't know about that. Whoa, look at that mountain. Let's have a look at some Somalian mountains. Whoa, look at that. That looks so cool. Russia, density visualized. So the red area is where absolutely nobody lives. Parts of Russia with no people living in them. So obviously, because of the way the map's projected, this area does look a bit bigger than it actually is, but it's still a huge amount of space where there's just nothing going on. Oh, most recent European monarchs to die in battle. This is interesting. Richard III, 1485, was our last monarch to die in battle. I would have thought it maybe would have been 100 years later or so. King of Sweden, Charles VII, 1718. Have we got anyone later than 1718? It doesn't look like it. No, I don't think so. I didn't realise how hands-off monarchs have been for hundreds and hundreds of years at this point. They've just been getting all the poor people to do all the dirty work for them. The 22 member states of the Association of Academies of the Spanish Language, the formal collective body which that preserves and regulates use of the Spanish language. Spanish language pretty big in Latin America. Hence why I set up Jack Sucks Espanol, and then no one from Latin America watched it. Current absolute monarchies. So this is countries that have a king or a queen that are totally in charge, and they don't have like a government that actually does the important stuff. Alright, so what we got? We got the Vatican. That makes sense. Shout out to the Pope. And then we've got Saudi Arabia. And then is that Oman? And then where's that? Oh, it's Brunei, of course. Whoa, there he is. The Sultan of Brunei, the fella in charge. Look at his big gold car that he sits about in. A car should not have that many tassels. That's too many tassels. I'm sorry. London's new Elizabethan line. Whoa, down it comes. How delightfully animated this is. Oh, it's got reflections and everything. There we go. Shout out to the Elizabethan line. The most popular passwords in Europe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is basically it. That's amazing. And then QWERTY is most popular in Ukraine. I wonder why that is. That's interesting. And then you got Denmark missing off the 6, just being ever so slightly less secure. Countries that cannot speak any foreign language. Okay, so highest is the UK with 65%. That makes sense. Although, ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch. The effect of different map projections on how we view the world. This is a really good way to show off map distortion. So this is just a man's head drawn normally, but then this is a man's head plotted on an orthographic projection. You can see that he's all bulgy in the middle. middle. Then this is the stereographic projection, and then this is the Mercator projection. So you see the top and the bottom, so much bulgier, and then it's all kind of squashed in the middle. That just Mediterranean island size comparison. Oh, enhance, enhance. Alright, Sicily by far the biggest, followed by Sardinia, and then Cyprus, and then we've got Corsica. Then we've got Crete making an appearance, we've got Evia. So basically almost all of these are Greek. We've got Mallorca down here, which is Spanish. And yeah, once again, basically almost all of them are Greek. We've got a few that are Croatian, which I didn't see coming. Were bikinis ever banned in your country? Right, so in 1961, bikinis were banned in Brazil, and they were also banned in the 50s and 60s in the US. Come on, man! Location and magnitude of earthquakes on Earth between January 21 and January 22. What? There was so many! Okay, not really much going on about Europe, but then, oh, is that a big tectonic line? That is epic to be able to see visualized. Oh, there's so many earthquakes in Asia. That's crazy. When I was in Australia, I actually witnessed a small earthquake. It was just kind of like a little bit of a rattle around. It was very surreal. An interactive map I made that lets you center numerous projections on any country and see how projections distort other parts of the world. Oh, this is fantastic. So centered in Greenland, that is what the Earth would look like. Centered in China, blah, 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 blah. That's what it looks like. Oh, this is fantastic. Oh my god, there's a different type of projection. Oh, it's full size. Look at Australia in the middle. The world centered around Argentina. That looks pretty epic. Centered around Algeria. I like it. Yeah, it's like woo, woo, woo. Yeah, that was really cool. I like that one a lot. The growth of Walmart over the years. Alright, we've got just a couple in Arkansas. Oh, starting to dip into Missouri and elsewhere. Go on, we're on an absolute mad one. It's 1976 and they are cropping up all over the place. We've invaded, where's that? Is that Kansas? No, I don't think that is Kansas. Oh, my battery's run out. No! My camera overheated again. But I'm watching Walmart pop off all over the place. Oh, there it goes. Alright, guys, my camera's overheated, so let's end the video there. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to JackSucksAtGeography if you've not already, and I'll see you next time.